Right, okay, so this particular problem is asking us to read an integer n, and then for all non-negative integers, I, so in other words, we want to print all of the values from n going from 1 up to 20. That's the constraints here, but we want to have any integer. So I is going to start at 1 by the looks of it, but for any integer, we want to print I squared. So I is going to be any value, okay? And we want to print all of them. So this is basically a loop, as the loops is suggested here. So we want to create a for loop. Now the reason we create a for loop is because we know that we're going to go from 1 all the way up to 20. But the sample output here is if we go 5, it's going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them starting at 0. So there's a little bit of discrepancy here between whether I is starting at 0 or starting at 1. These constraints are basically the idea that when your program is tested automatically, it will test the values between 1 and 20. But we're going to count from 0. So here we go. So we want to notice that we've got our value of n in here, and now we want a for loop for I in range and then n. And what does it go up to and including n? So remember that the last value here will go 1 less than this value. So we want to make sure we go n plus 1 here, 1 more than that. So it starts at 0 and ends at n. Remember, in a for loop, the range function always produces a list 1 less than this value here. So we want to print I, and we want to print I squared. Okay, because that's what it asks us to do, print I squared there. So let's try running that, see what happens. Processing. Still processing. Ah, okay. It says input 5, your output 0, 1, 2, 3, 16, 25. Expected should only go up to 16. Okay, so it is slightly wrong what they say in the question. That it says, oh, it does say less than n here. Less than n. That's right. Ah, right. Okay, so that is my error. So it should only go up to n because it's only going from I starting at 0 going up to one number less than n. Okay, so that's what that will cater for. So here we go. Let's run the code again. And this time we got it correct. So let's submit that code and all the test cases pass.